if you had Cedric Mullins on your team, hopefully you didn't overreact and dropped him too early because he's been on a pretty decent hot streak lately. On the season, Mullins is batting 204 with a 600 OPS with 7 home runs in 71 games. But in the last 2 weeks, I'm so glad I didn't drop this guy. He's just been riding my bench. Mullins is batting 357 with a 909 OPS, 10 runs scored, 1 home run, and 3 stolen bases. So, Kev, if you are a Cedric Mullins owner, are you selling to someone who's possibly buying into this hot streak, or are you holding and kind of hoping for the best of the rest of the season?
If someone's buying, I'm listening because Mullins is a streaky guy. And exactly what we were just saying, there's a logjam out there. He's been hot, and he's still sitting against, either throwing, pitcher. Righty, lefty, doesn't matter. He still sits sometimes. And I think that if I'm being honest, I think the Orioles like Mullins, but they want the other guys to work out more. And that's why they're letting the other guys play while he's still really hot. I'll tell you also another thing. If he continues to be hot and one of these other guys pick it up a little bit, someone's gone. And it's probably Mullins because, again, they got a lot invested in these younger guys. So if someone is buying on Mullins right now, and it's not like dirt cheap, obviously, we're not just, accepting any trade offer, but if it's a decent offer, especially like, let's say you have extra hitters and you're in need of some pitching and someone's offering you something, then yeah, I think I would take it because I wouldn't be just as quickly as he sprouted back up and has gotten hot is just as quick as he will probably drop back down low. And if you look at his baseball savant page, I'm not going to
take a dive.
All the percentages. I won't bore you with all the percentages, but his savant page is as blue as my hat, baby. It's pretty blue. So, but again, I'll go back to my theme.
That's funny.
Ride the hot hand. He's hot right now.
Ride the hot hand.
You just gotta hope the Orioles do the same thing and just let him play. I mean, believe me, I've got Kowser on one of my teams. He's been bad. If I were the Orioles, I'd probably send him down and let Mullins play all the time right now, and then maybe trade Mullins.
Yeah, I would definitely. If I'm the Orioles, he still has a couple more years of control on his rookie contract. He's still going through arbitration, so he won't hit free agency until 2026. But with all these Orioles outfielders that are coming up, it's kind of like, why even keep Mullins on the team when you have such a stacked outfield?
Right. I think the only other thing would be to sell one of the younger guys for like a high-end pitcher because of like the prospect pedigree, and then keep Mullins, which I'd be okay with for the Orioles.
Yeah, I mean, Mullins is still good defensively, so he's at least going to save some runs, even if he's not creating runs. But we know the type of hitter that Mullins is, and it took him a little while, just like you said earlier, Kevin, that the league in general, just a lot of hitters just haven't been having that production that you thought they were going to have by this point in the season. So Cedric Mullins, he's finally starting to heat up. I'm hoping that he stays that way because, like I said, I do have him in one of my leagues, but I feel like he knows in his head that he has the possibility, the potential of losing his job or at least becoming like a platoon player, because of all those other outfielders coming up. And you still have Jackson Holiday in the minor leagues that just got back from the minor league IL that could be getting a call up again soon, and which would possibly move O'Hearn permanently to the outfield because you have to move someone else, around. And Jackson Holiday being the number 1 overall pick last season or the season before or something like that. And knowing that he's the top prospect that he is, he's going to be, the starting shortstop of the Baltimore Orioles. They're going to move Gunnar Henderson over to third base. Probably, there's going to be a lot of moving in the Baltimore Orioles lineup. And I feel like they're going to have to figure out who they're going to move permanently to be able to make room for every one of these really good young baseball players, and absolutely. I think Mullins is the one that's probably has the highest probability of getting traded.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably the case. I mean, again, they have a lot invested in Kjerstad too. He was a high draft pick, and they have a guy, Kobe Mayo, who's supposed to be pretty solid too. I mean, we've just named like 4 or 5
too many guys, bro.
So someone's got to go, and someone, So yeah, we'll see. I think Mullins is probably the odd man out, and unless
And
they
then you
want to
also
go,
have Mountcastle, who's mostly the DH almost every single day, and he could potentially take over first base and then move O'Hearn to the outfield permanently. There's so many different options that they have. It's a good problem to have for Baltimore.
Exactly. But it's a bad problem to have if you have these outfielders on your team, because any given day you don't know when they're playing, when they're not. So it's tough. I honestly, I'm a fan of Mullins. I like watching him play, and when he's hot, it's like he's great. So yeah, like I said, ride the hot hand. If someone's trying to buy, listen.
Yeah, I agree. All right, guys, we've reached the end of the show. This is actually the first time that we've gotten done with the show before that hour mark, and it's a little bit weird for me seeing 56 minutes and 50 seconds on the board. We barely made it, 3 minutes shy, of an hour. But hey, I keep on telling myself, like, all right, this week we're shaving it down. We're gonna be at an hour at the end, and then finally we did it. So congratulations to us.
There you go. Once you start talking baseball, man, it's just hard to stop.
It's hard to stop, man. It's hard to stop.
Yeah, for real.
That's actually why, in this episode, I was trying to ask you guys specific questions and get specific answers rather than like, all right, take it, right, open-ended. So I feel like that actually went very well and it flowed. All right. So, for everyone that's still watching or listening, please hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you for joining the show. I am Will Power, and for Javi and Kevmo, we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks.